Hi there. So we've had some major tax law changes that came out a couple weeks ago. So I wanted to give you an update on that and really help you to understand which of those tax law changes are going to impact most people the most dramatically. So today we'll cover some of the major tax law changes, talking about the difference in standard deduction, how that's going to work. We'll talk about the bonus deduction for those 65 and older, and we'll discuss SALT taxes. So these are three major changes that we'll go through. However, there are a bunch of others. So we're actually going to do a series of videos here to really get you up to speed on all the different tax law changes that are happening. Now, just to understand, one major thing about all of these changes is that the complexity of the tax code has again gotten more complex. So figuring out how to do Roth conversions in the appropriate amount and how to take advantage of many different tax laws has become more complicated. Fortunately, we have the tools and the software to be able to nail down each individual household's numbers very quickly to know exactly how to handle these different tax law changes. And our software is already up to speed on all the changes that have happened. So that's a very good thing. Now, one of the things that's important to understand about the new tax law is that some of these changes are so-called permanent and some of them are set to expire. Now, you might remember that the current tax laws were set to expire at the end of this year, and they were meant to revert back to the 2017 taxes. So the overall tax rates were going to go back to what they looked like in 2017, which was a higher rate. That is no longer happening. The so-called tax brackets have become so-called permanent. Now, what does that really mean? Well, that just means until they decide to change the tax code again, right? Which we see pretty frequently. But a lot of the other changes are set to expire at certain times. So I'll go through that for you. So the tax law, the tax rates will remain the same for now into the future. Another thing that will remain the same is they eliminated personal exemptions back with the original tax law. That will remain the same. So the standard deduction is now higher at about $15,000 for singles, $30,000 for married couples, but personal exemptions are eliminated. All of that will stay the same. So that's number one. The second thing we'll discuss is the SALT taxes. So this is one of those things that was a big bugaboo for people in places where states where you pay state tax, including ours here in Michigan. But before, you had a limit on your state and local tax that you could itemize, and that limit was $10,000. That has now been increased to a $40,000 potential itemized deduction. So that's gone up significantly. Now, this does start to phase out for those who have higher incomes, $500,000 and more. This tax law is set to expire in 2029. Okay. Now, the other one is the third thing that we'll discuss today is the bonus deduction of $6,000 that those who are 65 and older will get. This one phases out at much lower income levels, $75,000 for singles and $150,000 for married couples, but it gives you an extra $6,000 deduction. This was kind of meant to lower the amount you're paying on Social Security. It was kind of the overall thought with this. But this law will actually expire in 2028. So there's a lot of intricacy to all these laws, but those are the three major ones that'll impact people the most. Just that tax law rates will stay as they have been. The bonus for 65 and older, and then the SALT taxes being itemized will change things dramatically as well. So looking at how you're itemizing your deductions will change significantly. But unfortunately, there's a lot more to this that needs to be considered that we're going to go through in future videos, such as charitable deductions and things like this. But I hope this was helpful. And again, we've got the software to keep you right where you need to be for your taxes. So we will keep on lowering taxes for everybody as things move along. But actually, some really good opportunities from the new tax law. Those are the basic ones we touched on, but there are some more intricate ones that we'll get into. And these are things that we can really take advantage of in more specialized situations. So hope this is helpful and hope you're enjoying your summer.